Hello, I'm Ross Montgomery. Today I'm going to be reading you an extract from my book, Perijee and Me. I'm not going to tell you too much about this story. Instead, what I'm going to do is I'm going to read you the very first chapter, almost as if you picked this book off the shelf and just started reading to see what happened inside. Here is what you would read. Hope you enjoy it. My best moment with Perijee and Me happened when we were lying out in the cove. There weren't any clouds that night, not one. If you opened your eyes wide enough, you could see all the stars together, looking down on us like a city in the sky. It was just me and Perijee and the waves coming in, and nothing else for miles and miles. The sky had never looked so big to me before. I tried to find one of the stars that Dad had told me about, so I could show it to Perijee. Perijee was still about my size then. This was before he tried to take over the world, etc. Perijee, I said, pointing up. Look! Perijee looked at my finger. No, I said, pointing up. Look there, at that star. Perijee grew a finger on his hand and tried to show it to me. Oh, no, Perijee put his head down to my arm. That star, I said, at the end of my finger that I am pointing to, there, that is called Sirius. It's the closest star to Earth. That's why it's so bright. See? Perijee nodded. Oh, maybe that's where you came from, I said. Perijee glowed like a candle in a jar. He grew more fingers, 10s of them, wrapping around my hands and wriggling. Home, he said. I gasped. That's right, Perijee. Sirius, home. I felt a bit bad actually, because right then I realised that Sirius was actually way off in the other direction. I'd been pointing at the wrong star the entire time. It might have even been a plane. I don't think Perijee noticed, so it's no big deal. We stayed like that for hours, him with his head on my shoulder, and the waves hissing at the stones by our feet, and his whole body glowing and fading like a nightlight, while I made up the names of the stars. That one over there, that's the jam tart, yeah. And that one, that's called the angry horse. And that one up there, see that one? Yeah, that's the flying fish. Perijee listened until he fell asleep. When it was properly late, I carried him back across the beach in my arms, laid him in the hut by the jetty, tucked him under the nets. It was my most special memory out of all of the times that we spent together, easily. Because as I stood there in the cold, dark hut and I watched Perijee sleep, I realised for the first time how small he was, even though he was my size. He didn't look like an alien at all. He looked like a baby. And right then I realised that no matter what happened to Perijee and Me, no matter how much either of us changed, it was my job to make sure that he was always safe and always loved and always happy. Because otherwise, what's the point of being a sister? It's a very short chapter, and at the end of it, you probably have some questions along the lines of, what's going on? Why is there a girl on a beach with an alien who is going to take over the world, and she says that he is his brother? This doesn't make any sense. And if you're thinking any of those things, good. That's exactly what I wanted. I wanted to write a first chapter that had so many mysteries and so many riddles and so many questions that you'd want to read on and find out a little bit more and try and understand what's happened. I'm not going to give anything away. I hope you enjoy reading Perijee and Me and finding out about Caitlin, the alien that she discovers and raises in secret as her whole brother, and about everything that goes wrong afterwards. Bye bye.